Hi everyone, and welcome to Installment 4 in the software behind desktop publishing video tutorials. This installment is all about importing graphics or photos. Basically, you can put anything within your InDesign file that you want to, and I'm going to demonstrate that with just some of my own pictures that are on my computer to show you guys how to do that today. Go ahead and pull up your InDesign. I've got a document already up and ready to go for me. When it comes to adding in graphics and importing them in from other files, the tool that you're going to want to use is your frame tool over here. And that's going to be your shape with an X through it. It typically will be a rectangle. However, you can change it. Just like your shape tool over here, if you right click, you have the same tool options over here and shape options to use. So the basic frame of your shape can change and be whatever shape that you want it to be. We're going to just start out with a basic rectangle shape, and I will show you the other two as well. So go ahead and select that, and then just like the shape tool, you're going to drag and create whatever shape you want to. Okay? And again, if you hold down shift, you'll get a perfect proportion, and if you don't, then you have whatever shape you want. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to pop in a rectangle there. And you'll notice that you'll get a big X that goes through it. And that's just to show to you that it's a frame box and not a shape box, basically. So now what you're going to want to do to put in your graphic or your picture, just go ahead and make sure that your frame box that you want to use is selected. Go ahead to File, and then hit Place. And that's going to pull up basically a finder, if you will, for whatever pictures you want. So it's going to go ahead and find my pictures in here that I want to use. Okay. Select it and hit Open. Alright, and it's going to show up in here. And you'll notice that my picture is a lot larger than my frame. And I'm going to show you how to rearrange that here. So you're going to want to hit your selection tool. And you'll notice when you hover over this, you get this little circle come up here. Now if you click on that circle, you're going to switch to adjusting your picture. And you'll see how the little blue frame has now switched to this long, this big shaped brown one, which you can tell is my actual picture. Alright, so I want to make this guy better suited for this frame here. So I'm going to go to my corners and I'm going to adjust them, and if you hold down shift, of course your proportions will stay the same, which will make it nice. So do that, and it's kind of like one of these things you just kind of have to keep dragging them around until you get them where you want. The nice thing about this software is that when you move this guy, you can see how it kind of locks into the frame edges, the photo does. Okay, so we're going to do that, make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Like that. And so now if I'm wanting to switch back to my actual frame box, because you can see it's kind of a little bit bigger here, just go ahead and you click on that blue frame there and it'll swap back to that box, and you can again make this whatever size you're wanting to make it. So that's my frame here. You'll notice it looks a little bit pixely, and most of them will show up like that. If you are not getting, if it looks just completely blurry, you might have, you might not have viewing resolution on here as high as you want it to be. So to check that, go ahead and go to View, Display Performance, and you'll see mine is set at typical display right now. If I change this to high quality display, which is what I always change it to when I'm working on projects to make sure that I can see generally what it's going to look like in the end without the blur. You'll notice when I click that, this sharpens up a little bit. And this will still be a little blurry here than it will when I print it, and so just keep that in mind. So there's one of them. So now let's pull up one in another shape. Let's do an ellipse. Alright, so again, you just drag your shape here. You get the X through it. File, place. Okay. Again, it's pretty big, so use your selection tool and switch over to that image. And we're gonna scale it down using the same proportions. So you can see that you can get a pretty nice effect with all the different shapes that you're able to use in here. So I want a little bit more of this to show. And so I want to change my actual frame here. And basically I have my picture sized where I want to. I just want to shape my frame around it, more or less. So I'm just going to pull this guy in just a smidge on the edges. Get it right where it can be perfect. Alright. So now, I have two of them done here. Another point I wanted to show to you is that you'll notice that when I have my actual frame selected, the actual picture within will move with it as well. Whereas if you just had your picture selected and you started to drag it, you notice that just the picture will move. So keep that in mind as well as you're working through these different pictures here. Alright, so I'm just going to overlap those real quick so you can see. We're going to try the polygon. Okay. Alright. Make your shape, file, place. Select your picture. And I think we'll go with this one. Okay, and then selection tool. Select your picture and reshape it how you want it. Okay. So we'll just leave that like that for now. Got my 3 photographs that I have imported into here, into InDesign in these different shapes. Now another thing, of course, just like in the shape, you can create your own shape in these frames. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a rectangle over here. And you can see it's just like your shape. So if I was to do a direct selection tool, I can select this anchor point and I can drag it. And I can create, you know, whatever shape I want to create, basically. And again, put a picture on it. So we'll do that, and we'll throw a picture in there. File, place. Okay. And again, it gets put in that frame for you to reshape the picture. Like that. So now I've got that in there as well. Okay, so that is how you import your graphics into your document and create different shapes for them to reside in, and so on. And that's the end of this installment, and I will see you on the next one.